What up? This is Pelbros here. We're going through the top 5 games of JJ Redick this NBA season. So if you like this type of content, you've seen it before. We've done a Derek Favors one, a Drew Holiday one. Definitely subscribe.
Plenty more
follow
coming.
us. Hit us up on Instagram at Pelbros, pelbros.com for all your needs. But yeah, we're everywhere. So yeah, we'll just jump right into this one. Top 5 games that we have ranked for JJ this season. Coming in at number 5. This is the game against the Chicago Bulls, where Pelicans easily beat them 123 to 108. And JJ just put up an impressive stat line. There's nothing more really to say about this. 24 points, 4 assists, 6 threes on 50% shooting. It's absolutely crazy. And the most impressive thing out of this performance was a plus minus of 21 points. So for all you guys that might not know what plus minus is, it just meant that he killed on the floor.
Tell him, son.
Yeah, it just meant that every time he was on the floor, the Pelicans grew a lead. So that's pretty much it. That wraps up that game.
But there's a huge disclaimer that you're missing out there, mate. That you were telling me before.
What was it again?
Say, basically, the huge disclaimer is that this is versus Chicago though, so.
Yeah.
So whatever.
It's pretty much Chicago, yeah.
The thing is, we're running out of top 5 games, so we're like, okay, just choose this one, but it's versus Chicago, whatever. Yeah, all right. So number 4 then, right? This is actually his game versus at Milwaukee, right? He actually tied his his season. It may be career, and I'm pretty sure not his career, but yeah, his season. Okay, his season best, right? Of 31 points, right? 31 points. He went off. 31 points, 2 assists, but obviously it's and I think 8 free throws. How many threes did he make? He made 3 of 7. I mean, that's all right. Whatever happened is that the thing is that he got 31 points, so he balled out. And the main thing is that this was against Milwaukee, so it's pretty decent competition. However, the hugest disclaimer of this game is that we lost by 15 points. So yeah, there's that. I mean, it's 31 points. That's good. That's why it's number 4. But 15 points, son. That's a big chunk of points to be losing on, right?
Yeah, unfortunately not a loss. That's why that kind of runs in at number 4. Jumping into number 3. It's the third best game. This is a game against the Phoenix Suns, which fortunately we won. It's 124 to 121.
Yeah,
everybody had pretty solid performances this game. But yeah, JJ was probably one of the best players. Maybe BI might have taken MVP for this game, but JJ put up 26 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 threes. And he was basically just killing it. I think in this game he had a bunch of 4-point plays where he was shooting the 3 and they were fouling him, and he was getting it in. So there's a few highlights in our JJ Redick highlights video, so definitely check that out on YouTube and you'll see some clips from this game. But a plus minus of 8, and he was just super efficient this game. I think that was the most impressive thing. So 10 of 14 from the field for 71%, and then 5 of 8 from the 3. Absolutely killed it and torched the Phoenix Suns. And also in this game, I think he had some pretty impressive assists that you can check out in our highlights video. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up game 3 of his best game this season.
Now we're getting to the real meat and potatoes of all this, right? Number 2, mate. So this actually happened in the bubble, right? Was this the last game he played for us this season? I think it was, right?
Yeah, because the unfortunate loss meant that he sat out the next 2 games.
Yeah, there's no point of potentially injuring him or anything like that, because we're pretty much, that was like the confirmed we are eliminated from the playoffs game, if you guys remember that unfortunate game in the bubble where obviously before we had a few games before where there was the infamous Clippers stare. Sorry, the 1,000 yard stare, right, in that Clippers game, which was the second game in the bubble. But later on, we actually got our souls taken. Oh, not our souls taken, but our playoff hopes were like completely gone. Like that was it, because we lost to San Antonio Spurs. We lost by 9 points. But the thing is that JJ Redick, the one that was having his playoff streak ruined, and this is a playoff streak not only in the NBA in his professional career, but even dating back to his times playing college and shit too, right? So he's got a freaking hot streak. I don't know the exact number, maybe 13, but in addition to the other years, maybe 16, 17. I'm not a genius. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, right? Don't sue me. But anyways, the thing is that he, what's it called? Yeah, like he was the only one that was like playing his heart out on that team. He got 31 points, so he tied his season best. Like I said before, he had a 31 point before, but that was a 15 loss to Milwaukee. This is number 2 because obviously we did lose, but this was like a defining kind of moment because everyone else wasn't kind of putting it all, but everyone, like, you know, JJ on this specific, you know, it's like leading by example, you know what I mean? It's like a good kind of veteran kind of like move by him, and I reckon with that it's like a good moment with it, like for him and his year at the Pels. What do you reckon about that, James?
Yeah, for sure. You know, 8 3-pointers, so he went off. But yeah, he was like one of the only ones that was, I'd probably say, trying. So I'll quickly go over some of the stats.
66 points, 7% from the 3-point.
Yeah, absolutely killing us. So I'll quickly go over. So Zion had 25 points this game, so he was pretty impressive. But you know, Bi just looked a bit checked out. 17 points. Drew Holiday was just not his game. 2 of 12 from the field. Lonzo Ball 2 of 10 from the field for 5 points. Yeah, I mean, everyone was missing. Everyone else, or a lot of others, were missing the shots. JJ was doing as much as he can. Unfortunately, this game we actually were trailing for most of the game. But because of JJ just pulling off some 4-point plays, some shooting crazy from the 3, it kept us within, I'd probably say like 10 points, which is kind of sad to think about. But yeah, it wasn't enough, unfortunately, and he just wanted to do as much as he can to keep his playoff hopes alive. You know, that game and that loss was, I guess, the mathematical conclusion to the season, whereas before it was only like, it was looking like it was slipping away, but there was still chances we could have made it if, you know, other teams lost. But this was like the absolute final.
100%. That's done. That's a wrap. Yeah.
Gone.
I was gonna say about this one. I just realized too about this specific game. If anything, I really feel as if it really embraces the NOLA, I guess, slogan, right? Won't bow down, right? So I reckon, right, like you get what I'm trying to say with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like it's that really won't bow down attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, the attitude and the fact that he didn't want to give up. Unfortunately, some of the other players did.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, with nothing but respect. But that's number 2. So although that was lost, we do have a big dub coming up, James, if you'd like. Yeah, so
then coming in at number 1, the best played game of JJ. This game against the Sacramento Kings. So this was in, I think, January. You know, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but his stats don't really show that. 18 points, 3 assists, 50% from the field, three threes. But the biggest thing about this game was, I guess, mini drum roll, the game winner. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's the left-handed floaty that JJ pulls off in the one of the last 5 seconds, off a timeout, ironically, and he just puts it up a floater, hits the game winner to sink the Sacramento Kings. And this was just a massive shot. Obviously number 1 because of the game winner. Plus minus of 19.
And he had 18 points. That's the thing.
Exactly. Which means that he just killed it. Which means he just killed it. Every time he was on the floor, we were basically outscoring them. And we only won by 2. So, you know, this was the defining moment. And I just love the shot of him running down the sideline with his left arm in the air. And just kind of like, celebrating. It was a great moment. Ryan, any last thoughts on this?
I was gonna say with that too, I remember like when it happened, I think they had an interview with him after and shit, and then he was saying like, basically, because, you know, it's JJ Redick, you don't expect him to make like a layup like that, like what with his left hand and shit too, right? But it's kind of like it's showing that, you know, he's a veteran, he's got plenty of tricks in his, you know, in his huge bag, right, of his 13-year pro career, and like I said before, college experience, high school experience, etc. So he's got plenty of tricks in his big bag, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to quickly say that in context of this is that right before this play, the Sacramento Kings had just hit a 4-point play to tie the game up. So we were actually leading by, I think it would have been 4, I think we were leading by 4. And then, they hit a 4-point play, a crazy 4-point play, and it looked like we were gonna choke this one out and throw it away. But
as per usual.
You know, great pass from Zoe, great screen from Derek Favors, and then the lefty floaty from JJ. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up our top 5 games for JJ Redick this season. You know, if you enjoyed that, definitely hit up subscribe. Definitely leave us a comment. Do you agree with our list? Are there any games you might have missed? You know, we went through all the games, had a look at some of the stats and some of his performances. But these are our 5 that we picked. But let us know if you agree, disagree. Ryan, any last comments comments.
All I can say is hit us up on Instagram too, at Pelbros, pelbros.com, pelbrospodcast@gmail.com. Holla at us, holla at your boy. You know how it is. Let's roll. Let's get out of here.
We out. Laters.